Good afternoon, everyone. This is Nadia Subrati from Queens, New York, from createwealthwithnadia.com. How's everyone doing today? I hope you guys are having an amazing day. When you guys jump in, please let me know where you're coming from so I can give you a shout out. And today I want to talk to you guys about what is metabolic syndrome and how to reverse it, right? Metabolic syndrome is the name given for a group of risk factors for heart disease and other health conditions such as diabetes and stroke, right, guys? And what causes this? There's a whole lot of things that can cause this: genetics, your eating habits, what you put into your body, lack of exercise, a sedentary lifestyle. The list goes on, right? But if you have 3 of those risk factors, you probably have it. And I want to give you guys the list of risk factors, right? Because I've struggled with this. Even though I've had this since I was 21 years old, I didn't know until it was diagnosed in 2008. And because I went on diet and medication, I was able to reverse it. But hey, Tabitha, what's going on, beautiful? Thank you for joining me. How are you doing? So this is what we're going to be talking about, right? So I want to talk to you all a little bit about the risk factors, right? So if you have a large waistline, abdominal obesity, right? And you're actually going to look like a pear shape. Now, there are different types of fat, but apple shape. Especially if you have like a round stomach, guys, and this is linked to insulin resistance, polycystic ovarian syndrome, and you already have, if you have this, chances are you probably have a metabolic syndrome, right? So let's talk a little bit about the large waistline. So this is like white fat, guys. It's hard fat. The fat is hard. It's not like the brown fat that burns fat, right? That speeds up your metabolism. This is the worst type of fat you can have, is visceral fat. And it doesn't matter how healthy you eat or how much you're working out. If you have metabolic syndrome, if you were diagnosed with that disease, it's going to be impossible for you to lose weight unless you correct that issue, right? And metabolic syndrome, guys, is linked to so many different health conditions, but we're going to jump into that. Right now, I want to give you all the risk factors because there are so many people in the United States. And to be exact, there's probably like over 3 million people a year that is diagnosed with this problem. Have you ever noticed, have you ever seen like really, really obese people with like back fat and they have like a round apple-shaped stomach, but they're really, really big? This is what metabolic syndrome looks like. These people usually have dark spots around their neck. As you can see, I have a dark line. It was a lot worse than this back in 2008 when I was diagnosed. I mean, I gained like 20-something pounds in 1 month. And I was like, what is going on? It was, that's how it happened. 1 month and I just like blew up, But let's talk about the risk factors, right, guys? So a large waistline, abdominal obesity, having an apple shape, excess fat in the stomach, right? Now let's talk about high triglycerides. This is the type of fat found in your blood. This is the type of the fat that causes plaque in your arteries. This is very dangerous. This causes heart disease. It's dangerous, So let's talk a little bit about LDL cholesterol. Low LDL cholesterol is at risk for heart disease as well, because this is what causes the plaque to build up in your arteries. Okay, guys? High blood pressure also leads to plaque buildup in your arteries. And high fasted blood sugar. So people that are insulin resistant, type 2 diabetes, polycystic ovarian syndrome, they struggle with all of this. Because when you have high triglycerides in your system and you have a metabolic syndrome, guys, you're going to be suffering with depression, brain fog, you're going to get depressed, you're constantly going to be crying, you're going to be breaking out, you're going to be losing your hair. So many people are going through this, right? And, a lot of people that are struggling with this to lose weight, their doctor tells them, okay, go on a diet, on a healthy diet, but they don't tell them exactly what they need to be eating. A lot of people don't know how to like eat a healthy diet. This is the honest truth. A lot of people think, okay, you know what? I'm just going to prepare my meals, smaller meals, and I'm going to eat that and I'm going to be fine. But guys, if you're struggling, if you're suffering with these issues and these conditions, you need to really stay away from sugar, period. Sugar is the culprit. Sugar is the one your sugar intake is what's causing these problems. And, it's not easy to like really cut out sugar from your diet for a lot of people because sugar is really, it's addicting. Since 2008, I cut out using sugar. Yes, I drink wine once in a while. I drink alcohol once in a while, but I don't do it all the time. The last time I had a drink, a glass of wine or a few glasses of wine was on New Year's Eve. So it's been almost a month. I haven't even had one glass of wine. But, when it comes to my health, I'm very cautious. And, when I was diagnosed in 2008 with metabolic syndrome, I was on medication for a year. And the medication was working, but it was making me sick. It was causing kidney problems, and my doctor took me off of it. And I went and I did some research, and I came up with a diet that worked for me. And within a few months, I started back ovulating. I started back, my hair started back growing back. I was losing a lot of hair. I was breaking out. I had like pimples all over my body. It was bad. I was constantly depressed, But when I changed my diet, right, I actually changed my health, So let's talk about some of the health conditions. I want to talk to you all about the keto diet, right, guys? So the keto diet is the perfect diet that will reverse your metabolic syndrome and correct your endocrine system, right? This is a fact. There have been tons and tons of research on this. And I've also done research on this. I've also wrote papers on this when I was in college, because as you all know, I have a medical background. So I can totally back this diet up 100% because it has worked for me. And when I was diagnosed with insulin resistance, metabolic syndrome, and polycystic ovarian disease, my doctor just said to me, go on a diet. She gave me a bunch of pills, birth control pills, that she shouldn't have given me, but it did help. But guys, I cured myself. And you know what I did? I used food, all organic food, eating the right way to correct my system, and this is what I did. And this is how I was able to lose the weight. So I know that the keto diet works. And I want to talk to you all a little bit about the keto diet and how it can help many diseases, right? Because guys, it's not only going to help you lose weight and correct your endocrine system for you to lose weight. It's not only going to do that. There are so many people out there that are affected with tons and tons of different types of diseases that have been on the keto diet and that have gotten amazing results. So I'm going to talk a little bit about these diseases, right? So epilepsy is number 1. Metabolic syndrome, number 2. Glycogen storage disease, polycystic ovarian syndrome, diabetes, pre-diabetic, right? What is this one? Let me see. Cancers. Because as we all know, guys, fat causes cancers. Sugar causes cancers. Sugar ages you. Before I cut out sugar from my system, right, guys? I'm 45 years old. When I cut off sugar from my system, I started beginning to look younger, feeling better. I was less allergic to things. Certain foods I can't eat. Like when it comes to bread and pasta, I cannot eat it because I'm allergic to gluten, So I have to eat very, very healthy. You know what I mean? Cancers, autism, MS, fatty liver, migraines, Parkinson's disease, obesity, bipolar disorder. Now, if you're struggling with bipolar disorder, right, and you go on the keto diet, guess what? It's going to enhance your mood. You're going to feel amazing. And so the keto diet is really, really good for people who is bipolar, who is struggling with bipolar disorder and traumatic brain injury. So let's say you get into a car accident or you've had a concussion, which I've had that, and I was on medication for 2 weeks. I couldn't even look at a computer, guys. This was last year, July. I tripped over a bunch of wood in my mother's house and I fell and I hit my chin and I ended up having like a concussion, but I had bleeding in the brain. So my doctor was like, we don't want you working. I saw 4 doctors in like 2 weeks. And then I had to follow up. They had to do a bunch of tests. but it wasn't a lot of blood. It was like 5 millimeter, a spot in my brain that was bleeding. Thank God, you know. But guys, what you put into your body is so important. If you want to be really healthy, you need to pay attention to what you're eating, because food, certain type of food could trigger certain things in our system, you know. And I'm saying this because, you know, I've been following the keto diet since 2008, you know, since 2008. And I just wanted to share that with you guys. So I'm, you know, if you have metabolic syndrome and you've been working out and eating healthy and you're not losing weight, it's because you need to correct that problem, you know. And people that have metabolic syndrome, you should, if you really want to lose weight, you need to cut out all bread or anything that's white, sugar, bread, rice, all of this stuff. You know, anything that turns into sugar, right? You want to cut that out. And you really need to be on a healthy diet. And especially like if you are infertile, for women, and you're trying to get pregnant, you need to like really eat a clean diet. And I highly recommend the keto, because when I started the keto diet back in 2008, I started back ovulating, and I wasn't ovulating for a couple of years. I was having a whole ton of issues. You know, I couldn't even think straight. I was depressed. I couldn't get out of bed. I was breaking out all over my body. I didn't feel like myself, you know. So I just wanted to share that with you all. And as you all know, I am on a keto diet. And if you guys would like some more information on what I'm doing, send me a message on Messenger, and I'll be more than happy to get back to you guys, okay? So listen, I love you all. Enjoy the rest of your day, and I will talk to you all later. Bye, everyone.